Well, this weekend should be an interesting one. Looks like we're gonna have rain all weekend long, but that's okay because hopefully that means these forests are gonna be empty. We'll have them all to ourselves. The plan is to head up to Akeley, Minnesota, get into the Paul Buyan State Forest. I've never been there. I thought I would bring you guys with. First, what we're gonna do is we're gonna stop over on Spider Lake, spend the night here, and then tomorrow morning we're gonna get into Akeley. This state forest is known for ATV riders, and hopefully these roads ain't too wet, and hopefully the truck doesn't have a problem getting down these roads. We've gone a couple of miles on the State Forest Road, and there's been a few pull-offs, but actually they've been full. I'm surprised at the amount of people that are out here this weekend. I mean, it's been raining non-stop. Tomorrow it's supposed to be the same, rain all day long. Hopefully we find a place on this road. If not that, hopefully I can find a place to turn around. I ended up finding a spot to pull off along the side of the road, and this is a pretty big spot too. So this will work out all right. Maybe tomorrow morning I can show you guys what this looks like. There's actually a fire ring, picnic table. It's not a bad little spot. It's getting pretty dark though. I don't have a whole lot to share with you guys. It's been raining ever since we got here. So Mandi and I, we're gonna watch some movies, maybe play some cards. I don't know. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Well, good morning. Stayed here at Spider Lake last night. It was really quiet. There are a couple of people here inside the forest. They're down. Closest neighbor is maybe 3/4 of a mile away. This is a really nice stopover. From here, we're heading up to the Paul Buyan State Forest, and that's kind of the destination for the weekend. I've never been here. I've been to Spider Lake here once. I had a video. We didn't stay at this camping spot, but I did a video on this place a couple of months ago. This is a beautiful state forest, a recreational forest meant for four-wheelers and off-roading and a lot of trails. This has been a really cool place, but we got to hit the road. So we're not going to be exploring this state forest too much because I've already been here once, kind of showed you guys around. But this is a really nice state forest. I think there's some hunters out here this weekend, and I'm hoping that doesn't affect the Paul Buyan State Forest. The town of Akeley popped up back in the 1890s because of a lumber mill that decided to settle in here. Initially, the lumber mill was set up in Walker, Minnesota, but the owner's wife was unhappy with the number of brothels and bars that they had, so they moved it here to Akeley. The population back then was as many as 3,500 people. Population today, right around 400 people. I was surprised when we pulled in. Mandi told me that she actually went to middle school here. I had no idea. Been together for 10 years. She just tells me now that she went to the middle school in Akeley. So this is definitely a flashback pass for her. The town now is probably best known for having a big statue of Paul Bunyan. There's a lot of four-wheeler trails leading in and out of town. I'm sure that's what brings most people here now. So this here is probably what Akeley is known for now. Paul Bunyan. Very cute little town. I've been here a couple of times before. Mandi still has friends that live in the area, but I've never just walked through and enjoyed the town. Very neat. So Mandi tells me it's a Akeley tradition that I have to sit crisscross applesauce in Paul Bunyan's hand. Okay, now that half the town has saw me sitting there, it's only a population of 400, we're gonna get out of here. Let's go find a spot in the Paul Bunyan National Forest, call home for the night. We're on East Gulch Trail right now. Beautiful out here. The colors are just popping. I've got about 4 miles to get to a campground that I marked, at least a camping spot. We'll see when we get there. Sometimes it's hard to tell off Google Maps if we're actually looking at a camping spot or just a clearing in the woods. I really don't mind the clouds, you know, it's keeping a nice cool temperature. It's supposed to start raining again later today though, and I'm hoping that keeps people out of the woods. I did find out that this weekend's waterfall opener, that could put a little bit of a cramp on our style. So right now we're on Gulch Lake Road. Just came across a campsite that you actually can take, but you pay for it at a different campsite a ways down the road. You're not gonna believe this. Are you kidding? $50 a night? That's insane. Thankfully, I've already come across a few dispersed camping locations, but we're still looking for the one on a lake. Fingers crossed I can find what I'm looking for. I think we may have found something. Let's get out and check out what we found. So they've got an outhouse, a fire ring, and a picnic table. And I'm gonna check around and make sure that there's no signs that say we can't camp here. But you can definitely tell that people have camped here before. Doesn't look like it's heavily used. Look at the bathroom. This is gonna give me an indication of how often people stay here. Magazine, oh, she's full. Toilet paper. Wowzers. All right, let's take a walk around and see if there's any signs that say no camping. This is the main road that we were on, and this is the pull off into the woods. It's marked with the sign, public water access. I didn't even see that when I pulled in. But the good news is there's no other signage here anywhere that says no camping. In my experience out in the state forest, if they don't want you camping somewhere, they'll definitely put up signs. So I'm not too worried about it. We're gonna call this home for the night. I'll still look on the phone, take a look and see if there's anything around, but I mean, this is perfect right here. So we've seen probably 50 ATVs go by, only one other truck besides us. But for now, we're going to make a little lunch. And I'll be honest, I don't even know why I thought we would go find another place. This place is perfect. So we're just going to stay here. We're going to make some lunch. And then later, we're going to go for a walk. I've made these on the channel before. If you guys haven't tried this, though, you definitely have to try this. Even if you're not eating keto, these are really good. So really simple, we just put the cream cheese inside the pepper and then the everything bagel seasoning spices. And this stuff's pretty good. We just bought this stuff right at Walmart. The pickles and the cream cheese go really well together. So, a lot of pickles. I really like ham and hard salami both in these sandwiches. I think that's what makes them good. Awesome. And now we're just gonna cut them in half. There we go. That is a perfect pepper sandwich. You guys that watch me regularly know that I don't regularly eat keto. Mandy does, I don't. But I gotta tell you, even if I wasn't eating keto, I still crave these things. They're delicious. It's lunchtime now. We decided to go out for a little walk. It's nice out, and hopefully we can maybe spot a mushroom from the road. Mandy wanted to go through the woods, but I told her with all the rain we've gotten, our shoes would get soaked. So we decided to head out on the road, take a nice little walk. This is a beautiful, beautiful forest. Even on an overcast day like today, the colors still are gorgeous here. Check this out. There's like a spot of grass that's been pushed down, almost like maybe a deer bed there. Out on our walk, we've been finding these little spots. This would work perfect for a dispersed camping location. This one doesn't have any tables or rings or anything like that. I mean, it'd be as rustic as you could get, but what a perfect spot. It's my first time up here in the Paul Buyan State Forest, and it's really pretty up here. It's quiet too. Haven't seen much for vehicles. Seeing some ATVs on these roads, but this is really pretty. We're gonna head back to the truck. I'm gonna get on the bike and go for a little ride. Manny's gonna chill out at the camper for a little bit. A couple of miles from here, there's a campground I'd like to go check out. I'm thinking that $50 campground was a group camp related to the campground that's a couple of miles from here. So we're gonna go see if there's anybody there and how full it is. Let's get on the bike, see what we can do. Brought the walkie-talkies this way. Mandy's got one and I've got one, and we can stay in touch with each other that way. I'll only be going a couple of miles. I told you guys how much I love this bike. I've been running through the campground, seeing if I can scavenge any firewood. There was people here yesterday. Today there's 2 people in tents. Looks like they're heading out really soon. It's definitely a smaller campground here. And the rain is definitely coming. It's starting to sprinkle out right now. Not too bad though. I'm about 2.5 to 3 miles away from where we got the camper. That was a chilly ride. It's about 49 degrees out here right now. There's a sprinkle in the air. I'm getting back in this camper. She just won't let me put her in the video at all. So now, back in the camper, I'm gonna dry off, do some editing. Mandy's gonna watch some TV. I downloaded Father Stew on my phone. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Father Stew on my phone. She's gonna watch that. Rain's coming down. You can hear it coming on the roof pretty good. We're gonna start a game of cards here in a little bit. Catch up with you guys later. This weekend turned out really nice. I gotta admit, I did not know what I was gonna find. Friday when I left, I got over to Mandy's house and we were contemplating going southwest because that's the only place where we didn't have rain. But I'm glad that we came out here because honestly, this has been really, really nice and super peaceful and relaxing too. And even though we've had this overcast and kind of rain, the colors have been still really good. For now, I'm gonna go inside. We're gonna get supper started, make one of Mandy's keto dishes. This is one that actually I enjoy as well. Most of her keto dishes I do enjoy. For supper tonight, I'm making a bacon cheeseburger quiche. First thing I gotta do, fry up the bacon, then the hamburger. So Mandy just explained to me that the bacon is more or less the kind of the crust on the bottom of the quiche. Next, what we're gonna do is fry up a pound of hamburger. Awesome, now that the hamburger's done, I'm gonna cut up some onions and pickles. Mandy said the original recipe called for 1/4 cup of pickles. She changed it, puts in about 1 cup of pickles. When I asked how many I should put in, she just said all of them. Next, we're gonna chop up 1/2 cup of onions. That should be perfect. Now we're just gonna crumble this bacon up. Next, we're gonna grate up some cheese. Recipe calls for 1.5 cups of cheese, and we do a blend of cheddar and Swiss. Next up, we're gonna go 8 eggs, half a cup of heavy whipping cream. Now I'm gonna mix this together really, really good. Now we're gonna season it with a little salt and pepper. First, we're gonna put the bacon down. We're gonna save a little bit for the top. Next up, it's gonna be our hamburger. Next up, pickles, onions. Now the cheese. We'll layer most of it in here. We're gonna save some for the top though. Last but not least, we're gonna put the eggs in there. Now this is gonna go in the oven 30 minutes to 350. I'll show you guys what it looks like in about 35 minutes. It'll be good. Check that out. I'm telling you, this stuff is good. It's like, tastes like a cheeseburger, but then like a full breakfast meal too. It's just awesome. Pickles, the onions, it was great together. You can see it is steaming hot. We're gonna enjoy this. Watch some movies. I had a shower tonight. We're going to bed. See you guys in the morning. So good. This is a beautiful day. Last night was so peaceful and quiet and dark. I mean, I stepped out of the camper last night around 11 o'clock and I couldn't see my hand 2 feet in front of my face. It was crazy dark. I put up a camera. I was hoping that maybe I'd be able to get some of the stars, but no go. I've had luck with that. Every once in a while I'll get a great shot and then every once in a while I'll get a poor shot. More poor shots than great shots. Just when you think you got it figured out, the GoPro decides to play tricks on you. I have to get myself some type of raft. Today it's a little bit windy, but yesterday would have been a perfect day to be out on the water. When I think of myself carrying around a raft, I can't help but have images of Tommy Boy flash through my head. That could be interesting. Some really good content, if nothing else.
I guess that's your theory.
It was nice that the sun could come out. It is Sunday though. It's all right. This weekend has been awesome. Well, I think we got this video in the bag. Once again, you guys have hung out with Mandy and I all weekend long. So until next week, be kind, be honest. We'll see you down the road.